Have you ever stopped to wonder why some people manage to maintain such balanced and prosperous lives while others live in constant chaos? What if I told you that Tauruses long ago discovered the secrets of a routine that not only brings peace of mind, but also unlocks spiritual energy? Today we'll reveal the 15 things every Taurus completely rejects in their daily routine. And pay attention, because each of these things they avoid could be blocking your own spiritual energy without you even realizing it. If you leave now, you'll miss out on valuable information that can completely transform the quality of your life and the way energy flows through you. Taurians didn't choose these practices by chance. They follow an ancient wisdom that connects physical well-being with spiritual elevation. Prepare to discover what may be sabotaging your inner peace. Thing 1. Unnecessary haste. The first thing Taurus never accepts in their routine is unnecessary haste. They know that rushing against time without real need creates a vibration of anxiety that completely blocks the channels of spiritual energy. Imagine a Taurus eating breakfast. They'll never gobble down their food quickly just because they're 5 minutes late. They'd rather wake up early and savor every sip, every bite, because they understand that this moment of calm prepares their entire energy system for the day. When you live in constant haste, you're sending a message to the universe that you don't trust the natural flow of life. Taurus knows that spiritual energy needs space to manifest, and haste creates an invisible barrier that prevents this sacred connection with higher powers. Thing 2. Messy environments. Taurus never tolerates living or working in disorganized spaces. For them, external clutter reflects and creates internal clutter, completely blocking the flow of positive energy. Have you ever walked into a Taurus's home? Everything has its place, every object has a specific function, and even in the busiest moments of life, they maintain a basic order that allows energy to flow freely throughout the spaces. Physical clutter creates energetic noise. It's like trying to tune into a radio station with too much interference. Taurus understands that when the external environment is harmonious, the mind finds peace and the spirit can connect with the higher vibrations of the cosmos. Thing 3. Rushed or processed meals. The third thing Taurus completely rejects is eating poorly or without attention. They know that the act of eating is sacred, and that the quality of food directly influences the quality of spiritual energy. A Taurus will never eat a sandwich standing up, checking their phone. They'll sit down, observe their food, chew slowly, and transform each meal into a ritual of gratitude and connection with the earth. When you eat processed foods or eat mindlessly, you're disconnecting your body from the natural cycles of life. Taurus understands that we are made of the same energy that produces the earth's food, and honoring this connection through mindful eating opens portals of spiritual energy that most people don't even realize exist. If you're enjoying these revelations about how Taurus protects its spiritual energy, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any secrets about the signs. And let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing where my special followers are. Thing 4. Shallow conversations or gossip. Taurus doesn't waste time on idle chatter or gossip. They know that words carry energy, and empty conversations drain spiritual strength like invisible energy vampires. When a Taurus is in a group of people badmouthing someone who isn't present, they simply withdraw or change the subject. They understand that participating in gossip creates a current of negative energy that contaminates their auric field. This wisdom not only protects Taurus's personal energy, but also keeps channels of communication with higher planes open. Gossip and superficial conversations create a low frequency that impedes access to spiritual insights and blocks natural intuition. Thing 5. Impulsive spending. The fifth thing Taurus never accepts in their routine is impulse buying or unnecessary spending. For them, money is materialized energy, and wasting financial resources is wasting vital energy. Watch a Taurus shopping. They analyze each product, compare prices, and reflect on the real need for that item. It's not pettiness, it's energetic wisdom. They understand that every purchase is an investment of energy, and energy wasted in the material world is energy lacking in the spiritual world. When you spend impulsively, you're sending a message of lack of control to the universe. Taurus knows that financial discipline creates a solid foundation that allows spiritual energy to manifest with greater strength and clarity in material life. Thing 6. Unstable relationships. Taurus doesn't tolerate relationships that are on an emotional roller coaster. They know that emotional instability creates a chaotic energy field that completely blocks spiritual connection. Whether in friendship, love, or work, a Taurus prefers fewer relationships, but ones that are consistent and trustworthy. They have no patience for people who constantly change their mood or who promise one thing and deliver another. Unstable relationships act like holes in your aura. Every time you get involved with someone who brings drama and instability, you're allowing your spiritual energy to leak through these emotional cracks. Taurus protects their inner peace by carefully choosing who they share their energy with. Thing 7. Excessive noise. The seventh thing Taurus completely rejects is noisy environments. They know that excessive noise not only harms their physical ears, but also interferes with their ability to hear their inner voice and the whispers of their spirit. A Taurus will never be able to relax in a home where the television is constantly on, where people talk too loudly, or where there's constant noise from traffic or machinery. They actively seek out moments of silence and peaceful environments. Silence is the language of the spirit. When you live constantly surrounded by noise, you block your ability to receive spiritual guidance and access deeper states of consciousness. Taurus cultivates silence as a sacred practice of connecting with higher dimensions. Thing 8. Constant multitasking. Taurus never multitasks. They know that divided attention impedes full presence, and without presence, there's no real connection to the present moment, where all spiritual magic happens. Have you ever seen a Taurus trying to cook while talking on the phone and watching TV? You never will. When they cook, they're completely focused on the food. When they talk, they give their full attention to the conversation. Multitasking creates an energetic dispersion that impedes access to higher states of consciousness. Taurus understands that doing one thing at a time, with full attention and presence, transforms any ordinary activity into a powerful spiritual practice. Thing 9. Sleep deprivation. The ninth thing Taurus never tolerates is poor or insufficient sleep. They know that sleep is the time when the physical body regenerates and the spirit travels to other dimensions, receiving guidance and energetic healing. A Taurus will organize their entire schedule to ensure at least 7 or 8 hours of restful sleep. They won't sacrifice rest for work, fun, or any other activity because they understand that sleep is sacred. When you deprive your body of adequate sleep, you're interrupting healing and regeneration processes that occur both physically and spiritually. During deep sleep, your soul connects with spiritual guides and receives important information for its evolution. Thing 10. Overcommitments. Taurus completely rejects having a busy schedule. They know that free time isn't a luxury, but a spiritual necessity to process experiences and maintain energetic balance. While others pride themselves on having a packed schedule, Taurus protects their free time like gold. They need these moments of solitude to recharge their batteries and spark new inspiration. Excessive commitments create constant pressure that blocks creativity and intuition. Taurus understands that empty spaces in the schedule are windows through which divine inspiration can enter and manifest in practical life. Thing 11. Destructive criticism. The 11th thing Taurus can't tolerate is people who constantly criticize everything and everyone in a destructive way. They know that negative criticism creates a heavy energy field that contaminates the spiritual environment. A Taurus may even accept constructive criticism that helps them improve, but they immediately distance themselves from people who only know how to complain and point out flaws without offering solutions or positive alternatives. Destructive criticism acts like an energetic poison. When you live with overly critical people or develop this habit yourself, you create a toxic vibration that repels opportunities and blocks the manifestation of good things in your life. Thing 12. Unnecessary sudden changes. Taurus doesn't accept constant and unnecessary changes in their routine. They know that stability creates a solid energetic foundation on which they can build consistent spiritual growth. This doesn't mean they're inflexible, but rather that they carefully choose when and how to make changes. They prefer to evolve gradually and sustainably rather than live in constant, chaotic transformation. Sudden changes create energetic instability that impedes spiritual grounding. Just as a tree needs deep roots to grow strong, Taurus understands that certain routines and stability are necessary for spiritual energy to flow strongly and consistently. Thing 13. Destructive competition. The 13th thing Taurus rejects is participating in competitions based on envy, or the need to prove superiority over others. They know that competing for ego blocks collaboration with universal energies. Taurus prefers to grow at their own pace, comparing themselves only to themselves. They understand that each person has their own unique journey, and trying to be better than others out of vanity creates an energy of separation that prevents connection with cosmic unity. Healthy competition can be motivating, but ego-based competition generates vibrations of scarcity and separation that block spiritual abundance. Taurus cultivates cooperation rather than destructive competition. Thing 14. Limitless technology. Taurus sets clear limits on technology use. They know that being constantly connected to electronic devices creates a dependency that interferes with connecting with natural rhythms and subtle energies. A Taurus will turn off their cell phone during meals, avoid staying on the computer late, and create completely technology-free moments in their day to reconnect with themselves and nature. Too much technology creates an information overload that confuses the mind and blocks natural intuition. Taurus understands that offline time is essential for accessing inner wisdom and keeping spiritual channels clear and receptive. Thing 15. Constant negativity. The last thing Taurus will ever tolerate in their daily lives is constant negativity, whether from others or from themselves. They know that negative thoughts and emotions create a low frequency that attracts more negative experiences. Taurus actively cultivates positive thoughts and gratitude. When a negative thought arises, they don't suppress it, but they also don't feed it with excessive attention. They acknowledge it and choose to focus on something that uplifts them. Constant negativity is like a dark cloud blocking out sunlight. When you maintain negative mental patterns, you block spiritual light from illuminating your life and create invisible barriers that prevent positive experiences from manifesting. Now you've discovered the 15 secrets that make Taurus one of the most energetically balanced signs. Each of these practices they avoid may be blocking their own spiritual energy right now. The big question is, how many of these 15 things are present in your current routine? Taurus teaches us that small adjustments to our daily routine can create gigantic transformations in our energy field and our spiritual connection. Start by choosing just one of these 15 things to eliminate from your life this week. Notice how your energy shifts, how you feel more centered, and how positive opportunities begin to appear when you remove these energetic blocks. Remember, you have the power to create a routine that not only brings you peace but also opens portals to a spiritually rich and abundant life.